Hi there, it's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator based in the UK. Do remember, if you need any of the products that I'm using today and you're in the UK, you can shop with me by clicking the link below or going over to my website, which is also linked below, and clicking the link there. Today is Freaky Friday, so it's time for another Halloween project, and I've got this little book that contains some Tic Tacs. Now I have done, this is the metric version, but I have done an imperial version as well, which I think is probably a better size. I was trying to use measurements that were not stupid, so I put the band to hold the Tic Tacs right at the top. By the time you shut it, it's more solid, but this is a bit loose. However, let me show you how to make it in the imperial size. So we are starting, let me get all my little bits because we need lots of little bits. We are using the wonderful, I love this, Monster Bash Designer Series paper. You've heard me say it before, I don't normally do Halloween, but oh, loving this Halloween suite. And the Boo to You is great fun, and there's another one that I've got on order which I should get in a few weeks, couple of weeks. So yeah, I say I've got it on order. Because I'm filming ahead, you should get to see it in a couple of weeks. I'm filming 3 weeks back to back to back to back because I've got a week's holiday coming up. Probably on holiday by the time you see this. Anyway, procrastination over. Let me grab my scoreboard, because we need a scoreboard for this, and I will then go through all of the measurements. So we need a small piece of card. I've chosen pumpkin pie because it's one of the colours in the designer series paper. We've got basic black, crushed curry, pumpkin pie, soft suede, terracotta tile, berry vanilla and whisper white. Love that it's on whisper white and vanilla because it gives you so many more options. So this is, let me just check my measurements. Why can't I find them? Oh, there we are. So it's 4 1/4, because I can see that it's 4 1/4, by 2 3/4. And we are going to score at 1 3/4 and 2 1/2. So that's our book. And then for our band, while we've got our scoreboard out, we've got a piece of card that's 3 1/2 inches by 3/4 of an inch. And on this, we're going to score at 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 2 1/2 inches, and 3 inches. So that's all our scoring done. As I say, I've got the metric measurements. They're a little, the book is fine. It's the band that's a little bit too loose. I probably need to shorten this bit here. I'll see if I can work out a better measurement as we go along. Right, first thing I want to do is round the corners of my book. So I'm using the trio punch for this. You don't have to round the corners, but I just like that look. Then I've got 3 pieces of designer series paper, and I'm using the book paper, which is on the back of one of the script patterns, but I thought it would be fun to use the book paper as we're using this as a book. So I've got 2 pieces at 2 5/8 by 1 5/8, and 1 piece which is for the spine. This is again 2 5/8 by 5/8. I'm going to round the corners of the 2 outside corners, so pop those 2 together and then just round those in 1, because we only want to round the outside corners. That's all our corner rounding done. Now I've also got 2 pieces of the black scallop ribbon. They are 6 inches, 15 centimetres each, and those I'm going to attach to my book bind before, actually I'm going to attach them to the paper before I stick the paper onto the card. So I'm just popping 1 piece there, and I like to do them so that they are lined up So there's some vague hope that I might actually get them in the same place, because I'm going to do this basically by eye. So I need my take a pick to get rid of the bits of paper, and then come in with one of my pieces, and I'm going to try and go for the centre. I think, if I remember rightly, this is 10 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and a bit. So I want to come down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want to be about there. So I'm going to line up with this line at the bottom and just pop that down, and then come in with my other piece, line that up, and then attach my other piece of ribbon in the same place so that they line up. Then it doesn't actually matter if they're slightly in the wrong place, as in not exactly central. Then I'm going to add another piece of tear and tape on top so that I know that that ribbon is really well attached. 1 and 2. And just remove the backing off those, preferably without taking the tear and tape up as well. And then I can attach everything to my book, which I'll just bend to begin with. So this I can use snail for. So just going to get my snail to start running would be nice. There we go. So snail. Oh, every now and again the snail does like to attach itself to the little flap. So you just need to kind of persuade it to not. And I am using quite a reasonable amount of snail. You could use liquid adhesive if you wanted. Right, so we're going to go 1. I love some of these. This is Beauty Tips for Aging Mummies. It's a wrap. Whoever did these had a real sense of humour. So good old Stampin' Up for that. And I'll come across the top and the bottom, or that may be the bottom and the top, but whichever. And What to Feed Your Monster. Old Creepy Houses for Haunting. There we go. And then just straight down the middle for our last piece, and pop that on there. So that's that. So all we need to do now is fold this and grab our tear and tape again, because again we're going to have some weight on this, and just 2 small pieces of tear and tape. 1, 2, and then I would suggest you get your Tic Tacs, wrap them with your band to see where is the best place for your band to sit on the Tic Tacs. Remove your tear and tape, well, the backing of your tear and tape, and then you can position your Tic Tacs in the middle of your book, and then you know that those are going to sit really nicely in your book. So that's a nice snug fit, and then just bring your ribbon across and tie it in a bow. And it's as simple as that. Now I am going to put a twist in my bow because I want the scallops to be at the top. Ooh, actually I don't want to put a twist in my bow. The answer is I want the scallops to both be at the top of the bow because it's not a symmetrical bow. I do quite like to make it symmetrical ribbon, I meant to say. I do quite like to make sure that when I tie my bow, the ends are symmetrical, the tops are symmetrical. I'm rambling. Anyhow, so there we are. That's not quite 10 minutes from start to finish. How's that for a quick project? So these you could, I mean, you don't need very much of anything. Great way to use up scraps. And 2 nice little wraps for your Tic Tacs. As I say, I'll try and work out some better measurements for this. I just need to kind of make this a little bit shorter, but as I've scored this at 1 centimetre and 2.75 centimetres, I'm not sure that 1.5 centimetres for that is going to be big enough, but I'll give it a go and let you know. Anyway, thank you very much indeed for watching. If you've enjoyed that, please give it a thumbs up. If you need any of the products, as I say, they will be listed below. Hop over to my website for dimensions and close-up photos and all that good stuff. And if you've got any questions or comments, please leave those below. I do get back eventually. Bear in mind I am on holiday. So I will reply to any comments when I get a chance between when I get back and whenever. Thank you very much indeed, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Bye!